for the Lord Jeffs, along with Stedman. Free throw is short. Boy, Lehman's had some problems at the free throw line. Still a 10-point edge, though, for Amherst, 38-28. Unruh to McFarlin, top of the arc. Finds Hoover, corner left. McFarlin cuts to the basket as she gets the feed. Surrounded. McFarlin looking for help. Triple teamed. Clears it out to Unruh with 8 to shoot. High right, Unruh on the move. Pulls up in the lane. 6-footer won't go. McFarlin got it back, and McFarlin is hacked on the way up.
All right, McFarlin is playing like a bear possessed. I mean, she is just a warrior on the glass right now.
Well, there's a simple reason for that. She didn't come back as a fifth-year senior to lose in the national semifinal.
That's a good point.
38-28 as McFarlin at the line. No good on first attempts. 4 of 4 from there before the miss. McFarlin, the graduate student out of Monroe, New York. 10 points a game.
Not too far from University of Rochester, actually, the western part of the state.
And the second free throw is good to trim it to 9. 38-29 with 13:23 to play. WashU's going to apply a little bit of pressure here, Gordon. Ever so slightly. Hoover applying the pressure on Finucane, who walks it ahead. Renner on the move, left edge of the lane, too strong, but gets it back and does good the second time.
Nice finish there by Renner, who gives a nice look. A long player with quickness to create her own shot as McFarlin travels on her way to the rim.
Little hesitation as Amherst got out on McFarlin.
Here's a stat for you. Sarah Lehman, 7 of 10 from the field. Everyone else, 18 of 71. Unfortunately for WashU, Sarah Lehman does not play for them.
And that would be everyone else on the floor.
Yes, that's Amherst and WashU.
Not just WashU. Finucane, right wing, three-pointer, short. McFarlin at the free throw line. Picks up the laundry. McFarlin looking to go coast to coast. Finds Berger low right to the basket, up and in. 40-31, a big bucket for WashU. Can they start getting some stops on the defensive end? Well, the Flying Dutch mascot is here. I see him behind the scorer's table across the way. Hope will play Rochester at a 7 o'clock local time tip as Shannon Finucane with a three-pointer extends the lead to 12, matching the largest of the game for Amherst. Janice Evans driving left baseline, no, but got it back. Now it's McFarlin looking for Evans in the left corner. Out it comes to Hoover, wide open three-pointer, bingo! An answer from Hoover.
I was about to say, WashU 0 of 6 in the first half from behind the arc. On the season, a 35% shooter. If someone's going to bring him back in the game, it's going to have to be Unruh or Hoover, because there are not a lot of long-range shooters on this team.
Great play by Berger defensively. Stedman was trying to block out Berger, and Berger reached out and knocked it off the shin of Stedman, out of bounds. A turnover for Amherst. It'll be WashU basketball when we return. 11:49 to play. Amherst by 9 at 43-34. This is NCAA.com coverage of the 2010 NCAA Division III Women's Basketball Championship.
Getting a drink of the purple-flavored beverage. I was looking down at the other end to see if WashU had red flavor, but I don't know if that's the case. Thought maybe they were team-specific.
That'll be WashU basketball after the big turnover. The Bears need to start whittling away at a deficit. Down by 9 at 43-34. Plenty of basketball to play, though, at the Shirk Center. This is what championship teams are all about, but the lob pass is knocked away and stolen by Lehman underneath the basket, who is forced to take a timeout after being surrounded by the imposing frames of Janice Evans and Catherine Berger. 30-second timeout for Amherst with 11:36 remaining. 43-34, the Lord Jeffs by 9. Glad you're alongside. I'm Tim Calderwood. Gordon Mann is with me. We'll have the coverage of the second semifinal as well. Hope and Rochester. Rochester, the surprise story of the NCAA tournament thus far.
Yeah, unranked, but they play in the same conference as WashU and actually beat WashU rather handily at home at the Palestra. Louis Alexander Palestra in Western New York. Then went on the road and got thumped by WashU the next weekend. But, you know, splitting with the Bears and an excellent performance beating Kane, the number 3 team in the country, last year at their place to reach their third Final Four.
And we'll talk to both head coaches between games on our audio broadcasts. The video will pick up for the tip-off of the second game. Amherst with a basketball after the stoppage. WashU tried to put on a little bit of pressure, but again, the Lord Jeffs with no difficulty. J.C. Dagnold on the floor, extended playing time today. Calling for the basketball. Post player who can handle, that's pretty good as well. Dagnold still posting as Lehman in the lane. Will work it onto the left wing for Voigt, pulling up on the left baseline and hitting the 12-footer.
She's shown nice touch on those driving jumpers a couple of times in this game.
Berger up the left lane and looking to answer. Left it short, and Dagnold with a rebound underneath. Amherst by 11. A basket would make it their largest lead of the game. WashU has never led in this ball game. Bears fell behind 10-0. Finucane spots up on the right baseline, and her 15-footer won't go, but it is knocked out of bounds by McFarlin, who kind of deflected it into the first row of seats under the basket.
Mentioned Shannon Finucane, the diminutive point guard for Amherst. When Jim Gramacki took St. Lawrence to the championship game, he had another very small point guard, 5'4", Meredith Eisenhut, who was the player of the year. She was a real spark plug for that Saints offense. He likes those small floor generals for his teams.
Voigt has it ripped away by Hoover. 2-on-2. Hoover tries to go coast to coast to the basket, but a foul. Alex Hoover recognized the contact was coming. Rather than dumping it off to her teammate, took it to the basket. The foul is on Voigt, her first, the fifth on Amherst. Alex Hoover at the line. Her sister Danny is a sophomore on this WashU team. Both out of Junction City, Kansas, as their first free throw is good. The Bears have been very good at the line today. Second free throw, just like the first. Down to 9 at 45-36. Coming up on the midway point of the second.
A little 1-2-2 zone press here from WashU that Amherst breaks just like that.
Voigt dribbles along the baseline and throws it into the Lord Jeffs bench, but it was tipped. WashU can't believe it. Nancy Fay with her arms in the air in disbelief, saying, who actually tipped it?
The officials are I think they're going to reverse this. I don't know that hit anyone other than the officials.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good call by the officiating crew to get together. The one official was trying to duck out of the way of the basketball, so he never really was able to get a good view on it, other than it went off of him.
Right.
Officiating crew, Keith Miller, Jamie O'Donnell, and Vic Torrigiano.
Neutral officials all weekend, so these guys aren't from either the NESCAC or the UAA.
10 minutes to play. Hoover driving baseline right. Works her way around. Finucane with a nice spin move, but left the jumper short, and Finucane has position to control on the board. Finucane calls out the play as Hoover comes on her defensively. Dagnold to the right corner for Renner. Back up high to Dagnold. Stedman on the left edge, three-pointer in for Amherst. A three-pointer for Stedman, and if the threes start to fall, look out. 48-36.
Again, as I said before, this is not a WashU team that shoots the threes well. Going to be hard to come back.
Unruh up the right side of the lane, all by herself, an easy uncontested deuce. Bears have done a good job of drawing the defense in to lead to those easy baskets, but again, it's got to start on the defensive end. Amherst is really exploiting the weaknesses of the Bears, and as soon as I say that, defense doubles down on Renner, and a jump ball is called. Arrow is with the Lord Jeffs. That's what WashU has to do, and I talked about it before that last time out. If the ball is going to go into the post, force Amherst to beat you from the outside by constantly double and triple teaming.
Now on the Amherst side, Lehman and Lematonga McCormick have played tremendous down low. The guards starting to get into the game here a little bit as they're going to confer here about who has the ball, and it will be Amherst ball. It's Renner, Lehman, Voigt, Finucane, and Stedman, the five on the floor.
Open layup for Dagnold, fed nicely by Renner, wide open. Low left, the layup by Dagnold, 12-point advantage again, 50-38.
And those are the point kinds of baskets. If someone drives on you and gets a good shot to fall, or a hard shot to fall, it's late enough where you can't worry about that too much, but those easy baskets kill you when you don't have the long-range shooters to bring you back from double-digit leads.
Berger calling for the basketball, left of the lane, works her way in, a lot of contact. GP Gramacki livid on the Amherst bench. He was hoping for a jump ball, but alas, it is a foul on Caroline Stedman, her third. And thus, Catherine Berger will shoot two free throws.
Berger heads to the line. We mentioned some of the Amherst alumni a few moments ago.
First free throw by Berger is good.
Alumni at Washington University of St. Louis, about Tennessee Williams. George Herbert Walker, George Herbert Walker Bush, the grandfather of the 41st president, the great-grandfather, obviously, of the 43rd.
Both free throws by Berger to cut it to 10, 50-40, 8:40 remaining. I am impressed. McFarlin reads the eyes of the pass. The steal to the basket, counted and a foul. Jamie McFarlin with the steal at half court, drove to the basket around two Amherst players and got it to drop in with a foul to go with it. Stedman with the foul, her fourth.
Yes, Stedman.
I scratched that. They got it on Finucane, 33, not 22.
As good as as well as the Amherst forwards have played, the guards have not played all that well. Finucane and Stedman, they played okay for an average guard, but remember, this is all conference Finucane and all region. The D3Hoops.com New England Region Player of the Year in Stedman, and haven't really got it in gear.
And we should mention that tomorrow, between games, we'll announce the All-American teams. Dagnall again underneath. Boy, she has given some very good minutes to the Lord Jeffs off the bench today. Three-pointer by the Bears, no good by Shaper Cutter, but an offensive rebound. Well, GP Gramacki told me yesterday she was going to get some extended minutes today. How about Shaper Cutter in the lane? Switches hands with a left-handed layup. 54-45, 7:50 to go. The Wash U fans coming to life, chanting defense. Renner across the timeline. Into the right corner for Dagnall, dribbling with that injured left hand. Finds Renner, now to Lehman, right of the lane. Lehman clears out to Stedman, three-pointer from the left wing, off to the right. The ball goes into the Amherst bench, and we'll have a timeout. 7:27 to play. Amherst by 7, 52-45. This is NCAA.com coverage of the 2010 NCAA Division III Women's Basketball Championship.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports. There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
His purple and white Amherst Lord Jeffs team break the huddle. They are on top by 7:27 to play. As the Bears, you get a look at Alex Hoover coming out. Shaper Cutter and McFarlin. McFarlin doing an excellent job here. Has a chance to get 1,000 rebounds in her career.
Rematch of last year's national semifinal. Wash U winning over George Fox at a national championship rematch last weekend. Today they get a semifinal rematch of a year ago, and they won 65-49 in Michigan. Getting the ready from the officials. Wash U basketball, Alex Hoover dribbles right of the paint, finds McFarlin in the paint, onto the right wing. McFarlin gets it back, got her defender airborne, dribbles to the basket, and scoops it up and in. Here come the Bears within 5, 52-47, 7:05 to play.